All SEALs that are pretty public right now are facing some level of hate from the actual active duty community.
Is that a community, if you're facing hate from the community you think you're a part of? Is that a community that you want to belong to? No, I don't think it's a community. Welcome back.
Duty community, special operations, soldiers, warriors, whatever, like they are notoriously not willing to promote themselves now. And it almost...
SEALs seem like they're pretty good at it. It's like a running meme. You join the SEAL teams to write a book, right? I mean, I'm not a SEAL, don't get me wrong, but I thought even SEALs laughed about that. And I got this idea. I'm going to thank Nicky. He did a video on it. Check his channel out. I'll put the link in the description.
And so I began using social media to tell stories about either specifically members of these units. I'd get the permission and I would...
All right, so he's telling generally, I suspect, flattering stories about the unit, the missions, just like a voiceover guy for the History Channel would do. No one would care. Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, right, would do it. No one cared. But he does it, and somehow or the other, the community shits on him. And we'll get to more of that, but is that a community you want to be a part of? A community that dunks on you the first chance to get because you're successful. Anybody successful, people below who are jealous are going to take shots at you because it's always a D measuring contest, right? His D wasn't big enough. He only did 2 tours. The guy who did 10 should speak on it. No, the guy who did 15 should speak on it.
A kind of watered down deployment story where there's some sort of like, takeaway that shows that they're a great leader or something. I ended up not so much posting about how to drive attention to the charity, but more like how to build my own personal brand as like a Navy SEAL, like a former.
Can you blame the guy for promoting what he did? He put the time in. He was a SEAL. A lot of these guys, look at Dan Crenshaw. He got elected being a vet bro, a Navy SEAL. He brought in other Navy SEALs to say how good he was. He's elected to Congress. I mean, there's nothing for vets. That's a different story, but I guess you can't do that.
Navy SEAL, and I like broke I committed a cardinal sin in the SEAL community, which is like aggressive self-promotion, like above and beyond just trying to get a job.
Guy earned the Trident. He's trying to make a living, right? His whole shtick, his whole brand is, at the time, I was a Navy SEAL, and I'm telling some stories about it. I'm sure they're all good stories about other people he served with, his stories. Somebody's going to tell the story. Yeah, I guess he can't do it because he served, but you can have somebody on CNN do a documentary on it, or Vice News do a documentary on with some hipster. That's okay, but he can't do it. In the vet community, there's always a D-measuring contest. Now, it's that way in any community. People down here are jealous of the person up top. They want to take shots at him. They're going to say, that's not acceptable. It's not. You can't promote your law business. You're a successful doctor. You're doing ads. You can't promote that because people, they want what you got. This guy's probably making $500,000 a month. I think last I checked, this guy was doing 50 million views a month. Branding, ads. I mean, so the other people below him are like, I want to be that guy. Let's tear him down, right?
Nothing like...
But it's more patting yourself on the back, like, look what I did.
Look at me.
And it's more so in the SEALs, it's about the team.
And then think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, I did the minimum amount of time you can do in the teams. And I mentioned earlier, like there are people in the teams that do like 20 deployments.
So could the guy from Vietnam with the Silver Star, Medal of Honor, there 8 months, can he talk about it? He say, well, here's my experience. I was only there 8 months. I was in the military a year, but he did 2 tours. It's not enough because guys did 20 tours. I mean, who gives a shit? He's out. He's talking about his experience, promotion. He's trying to get people interested in his brand. Look what he's doing now. This guy's a rock star on YouTube telling stories to 22-year-olds.
And I'm on a white side team. I'm not even on development group, which is Team 6. And so quickly I became like...
Now, if he was on Team 6, he'd be gold or green. With that, there's a level. There's always levels. And then you're on Team 6, but you're not the highest level, so don't shut up. Don't talk about it. I mean, does it seem ridiculous to you that he gets kicked out of the communities? That's my question. Let me know in the comments. And all the SEALs you see on social media promoting their brand, right? They're a SEAL, and they're giving their opinion on things. Doesn't seem to matter unless you get successful at it. If you're some shitbag, they don't care.
It's a crap in the eyes of the active duty SEAL community for the stuff I was putting online, where I was like, I think I had like 50,000 followers on Instagram, all on the strength of like talking about being a SEAL. I thought that I wasn't crossing any lines, but at the same time, I knew that it was like, you're making lots of enemies. And I remember when I started getting messages from people that I served with, like directly, like literally was laying behind a wall, taking incoming fire with this person, and they're sending me messages that are not anonymous. They're like, you don't ever say that shit online again. You're disowned from the community.
No.
Yeah. And so it was like,
so that's not really a community. I'm not sure exactly what he said, but let's just say he's highlighting a moment in time from his experience. It happened. You don't like it. You're still serving. Do you disown the guy? He wasn't lying from what I gather here. He just was telling his story, trying to make a living, right? The guy became wildly successful, and it don't work for the community. Now, if he had stayed in 25 years and had a job at the county afterward, they'd be like, great, good job, bro. But if you become wildly successful, they're going to take shots at you. Your D ain't big enough, son.
Heartbreaking. So you want to talk about the humbling moment of when I got my ass kicked in high school? It was nothing compared to like the barrage of hate that I would get nearly every day.
What didn't they like? Because I would see it as an outsider and think this is, in a way, inspirational for people who might want to get into this. A lot of people would see your story and think this is a career that I've never considered before, but I think I have what it takes. I want to be able to serve.
Most people watching his stuff never served a day. And even more of them are never going to become a SEAL. They like the story. They like the guy. Most people watch this channel are veterans. They like this stuff. Something different, unique perspective, hopefully. But I guess it don't work for that small micro fraction of people that are still in that are bitter. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Me, it comes off as something that's more so positive, is like sharing these experiences in such a way that can inspire other people.
So objectively, that's all true. And I deleted virtually all of this stuff. If you were to go back and look at all of it, I would probably cringe reading it, but you would not read any of them and be like, I don't get it. You wouldn't read it and be like, oh yeah, I see that. Because objectively, all I'm doing is sharing real experiences that are my own. I never acted like I specifically was like the leader and I was the guy doing this. It was always really my actual POV. It was never meant to prop me up as being more than I was. But it's...
If you talk about yourself in a positive light and you get success, it's propping yourself up. It seems like by all measures, it's not just military or SEALs, it's athletes, successful, like I said, doctors. Like, look at me, I did good cases. People like, the people below you are jealous. You're doing well, right? I mean, I'm not sure what this guy could do different. I don't watch his stuff, but I'm not the audience, right? I've seen it, it's good. He's very successful.
Almost like if you start kind of pointing at yourself and saying like, I'm the guy, the SEAL teams are just not cool with that at all. Like with very rare exception, guys are all SEALs that are pretty public right now are facing some level of hate from the actual active duty community. How they handle it is on them.
Right.
Think about it. David Goggins, I know people are taking pot shots at him. People say, well, he didn't do anything. The guy was in like 20 years, wasn't he? I don't hear anything about Jocko. I'm sure there's people who take shots at Jocko. Eddie Gallagher, you know that story. I mean, I did a video here. You got Dan Crenshaw, who was attacking Eddie Gallagher, wouldn't sign the letter. Check in the description. People have a lot of opinions there. I don't know if you can win if you're successful. And if you read the comments, the correspondence, if you're in social media and you're successful, you need to stop.
For me personally, I became so depressed. It was so I had to leave Virginia. I literally left Virginia Beach where I was living, which is a hotspot for
Well, I'll link to this video. Take a look at Nikki's video. He did his take on it. Make sure to follow me on Locals, at least for free. Demonetized here, all that bullshit. I don't know what this guy could do different. He seems like a good fella. He's making a fortune on YouTube telling stories. People love it. But you'll never have a big enough D for this community. You got, like I say, you got a guy that's 8 months, Medal of Honor recipient in Vietnam. Like, well, I only did 8 months, bro. I did 3 tours. It's just never ending. I noticed that with the vet community, but I noticed it with all communities or some successful. Problem is you got a bunch of bitter vets who are just bitter with themselves, their life, whatever it may be. Look at this guy. And they go, look at this guy. He's doing... I mean, SEALs, I don't think, have a problem with self-promotion. Now, it's not most of them, right? But hold on a sec. Look at Don Shipley. He has the Navy SEAL experience. For young men that want to go in. You going to take shots at Don Shipley? I don't think so. He's helping young men. Maybe want to go. Just want to try it out. It's a very bizarre timeline where you just dunk on people, shit on people. if they're successful. He was doing nothing. He was making AR parts in his garage. You go, man, good job, bro. When he's doing this, and he talks positively about himself or his experiences, it's no bueno, right? Thanks for watching.